Hello everyone, I'm Shanzi and I'll be informing you about white nose syndrome and the bat decline. So what is exactly white nose syndrome? It is a fungus called Pseudogymnoascus destructions that grow on bats while they're hibernating. This is a deadly disease exclusive to bats and has killed millions of them. This fungus appears as a white fuzzy substance on various parts of the bats, including their noses and wings. The bats have declined at an alarming rate, even leading to some species like the Indiana and the gray bat to be endangered. Right here are two bats that have white nose syndrome. As you can see on their noses and their wings, they have a white fuzzy substance on them. And how does white nose syndrome affect bats? Bats are supposed to be hibernating through the winter, and because of white nose syndrome, the bats have energy leading them to be active in the winter time. With this syndrome, they experience dehydration, weight loss, and their wings decay. Once a bat gets the fungus on them, they have a low chance of survival. 70% to 90% of bats have died due to white nose syndrome. The fungus is also spread due to human activity. The PD can stay on to human clothes and bats can come in contact with them. The PD is also spread by when bats come in contact with each other. Bats tend to rub on each other because they travel in groups, which allow for the spread of the PD. Here's how bats travel, and as you can imagine, they would come in close contact with each other. So why should we care about bats and the fact they're dying at an alarming rate? They just fly around and use echolocation. Well, we should care about bats. They are essential to animals and us as humans. They support cave life so they can home other organisms that also live in caves. Bat poop provides many nutrients to other organisms and works as a good fertilizer. Bats consume a ton of different insects that affect agriculture, so without bats, we would have to use pesticides, which are not good for the environment. Plants, especially the ones in the tropics, rely on bats. Bats pollinate plants like blue agave. They also disperse seeds by eating fruits and dropping seeds. This allows for more plant growth. Here is a bat at night pollinating this flower. And what could be done to help the bats? Humans need to leave bats alone in caves. Caves contain a lot of the fungus, and the PD can be spread around with human activity. Bats can be helped by creating a division between bats and humans. The less contact, the better. Also, bat conservation could help even though this requires human interaction. This way, humans can monitor what is best for the bats while also staying away from them. Here are bats in the cave, which is their home, so you can imagine why you would want to stay out of it. It's also pretty dark, so it's probably not the best place to go. What could I do personally to help white nose syndrome? Well, you could admire bats from afar. If you think you saw a bat, keep it that way and stay away to prevent the spread. If you have a bat issue in your community, contact a local natural resource agency and let others deal with them. You can also make a home for bats in your backyard. This would also help bats avoid caves that have PD. They can also help kill mosquitoes near you. Another way is to avoid caves. Caves are often closed off and it's best not to enter one because it would disrupt the ecosystems the cave have going on. And you don't want that awful fungus that kills bats on your person. Thank you for listening. Hopefully you understand the issue with white nose syndrome and hopefully you stay away from bats.